Well, good evening, YouTube. Good evening, Rumble. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had a good weekend and are ready for the week ahead. We are, of course, in LOTRO, and Thormurn is in Moria. And Thormurn has been looking forward to entering Moria, but now that he sees what it looks like, he might be having second thought. Still, we will continue on, because that's what dwarves do, right?
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
Welcome to Moria, Thormurn. You join us at a momentous time. I am master of the expedition group here at Dorn's Threshold. Other expedition groups have already moved further on into the depths of Khazad-dûm, hoping to find Balin's expedition of some years ago and learn of their fate. My fellow dwarves are having a difficult time settling in for a number of reasons. If you could assist them, I would be most grateful. Alright. You want me to help out? Thormurn. His name is Thormurn. Hello, Drive-By. Happy Sunday to you. You say it's looking good. That's good to hear. If there's any problems with the audio on, my yapping end, let me know. I kind of adjusted the sound a little bit, so hopefully it's not too bad.
If only the elves were not so stiff-necked, we might make a swift victory of this endeavor.
Hello there, friend. You don't see anything moving in my bed, do you? My sleep has been quite disturbed of late by the feeling of something crawling across my skin. I refuse to lay beneath those blankets again until I'm assured there is nothing alive within them. Take a look for me. I dare not touch the blanket. Alright. You say something's crawling around in your bed. And you would be right. Apparently you have bed bugs. And there are some big bed bugs. And you have no more bed bugs.
Azog's folk have not yet fully repaid for their crimes against us.
Hello, Nordic. You say you're not hanging out under his bed. I would hope so. I hope you're not a bed bug. Happy Sunday. This is intolerable. Insects rustling around where I lay my head is quite unacceptable. It is not to be borne, I tell you. Where did these hideous little things come from? We have hardly been here a day, and already we are infested. I think now I shall need a thorough wash. Me? Bedbugs? Lies and slander. Alright, who else do we need to talk to? You?
Khazad-dûm belongs to Durin's folk.
Those poor dwarves. They met their doom before they could feast their eyes upon the splendor of Moria. Our victory over this gate is a bittersweet one for me. I would like to honor the fallen Thormurn. Perhaps you can plant a banner at their graves, so that we will all remember their bravery and sacrifice. Okay? You want me to go outside and memorialize the dead? I can do that. That is acceptable. No, it's not coming out again, but see me checking. Planted a banner to honor the dwarves. We have mourned the dwarves. Alright, now, let's go back. Dead dwarves or no, there's much work to be done. So how are you this fine Sunday evening, or this really cold and snowy in some places Sunday evening? because I know it is snowing a good piece in some places right now. Alright, all done.
We will reclaim Khazad-dûm for dying Ironfoot!
That was a good deed, Thormurn, and thank you for honoring my stalwart friends. I hope they rest well inside of the halls of their forefathers. You have shown a great kindness to my fallen friends. Alright, so we have assisted 2 dwarves. Now we have to find the 3rd one. See, which goat should we... Let's try this one. The one we got... I can't remember where we got this one. Third dwarf we need to help should be up here. It's 19 degrees here after wind chill, so I found out something interesting. If you ordered something off the Walmart app or online from Walmart and initiate a return, if it's under a certain price, they waive it and give you a refund without needing to return the items. Not sure how they can do that. Not sure either. It just means that there must have been such a high profit margin on that item that they're not losing any money off of refunding a few and letting people keep them. Let's say something costs that's true too. But yeah, let's say something costs the company a quarter an item, and they sell that item for $2.50 an item, and somebody buys that item and then has it shipped to them, and they go, yeah, no, I want to return it, but it costs 50 cents to process the return. Then it's cheaper for them to just say, here's your $2.50 back, don't bother sending back the item. Because it would actually cost them a quarter more to process the return than they spent on buying the item to start with. Does that make sense?
At long last, we will drive the maggot folk from our halls.
Ah, hello, Thormurn. We are off to a rough start here, to be sure. But is this not an exciting time? Already we have excavated these most impressive forges. Would you like to help me set up shop? Be careful, the fires are hot. The dwarves of Moria knew what they were about when they built these. I was kind of dumbfounded for a moment when I read the email confirming the refund and it said keep the item. Was like, what? Makes sense. I've had it happen before. I've gotten an item and it turned out to be the wrong one. Or in one case it turned out that it was messed up. And instead of having me ship the item back, the company just sent me a new one and told me to do whatever I wanted with the previous item. Use the forge to restore the blades. Hello, Saucier. Blessed evening to you, too. Happy Sunday. Hope you're not too cold. Of course, you're probably not in one of the areas where it's just super duper cold tonight. Thormurn's like, yeah, you know, guys, I don't really do much foraging for a living here. So you're getting what you get. It'll be short. Not gonna guarantee it'll be pretty, but it'll be short. You do to get a cold weather front tomorrow. I mean, we're pretty chilly here right now. It's gonna get colder tomorrow here too.
We will reclaim Khazad-dûm for Dine Ironfoot.
Ah, that is fine work, good dwarf. I can tell this was forged in Moria. The improvement is remarkable already. I look forward to the work to be done here. Alright, so we need to go back to talk to Thormurn. You mean me or Saucier? When you ask, what do you consider to be cold weather? Oh, both may answer. For me, cold weather is at any point where water can freeze and snow can fall. Alright, Thormurn. His name is very close to Thormurn.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Thank you for all you've done, Thormurn. We're certainly off to a better start here now.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
You have done much for us, and now I am sure you are eager to press on into the tunnels. Tubby Thickfist is at the top of the great stair just yonder, and I believe some dwarves under his supervision have already begun to press forward. If you are interested in doing the same, Tubby might have information that would be helpful for your journey. Well, you would be a Saucier sickle here because it's 19 with wind chill and will be even colder tonight. Yeah, see, I would have been in Saucier's camp too, except that I spent, 20 years up in New York, so my idea of cold changed. Oh, you must be Tubby.
I'm not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
Ah, I'm glad someone with some skill as a warrior has come. I'm afraid this tunnel quite unnerves me, Thormurn. Some dwarves have already gone forth under my supervision, but they have not yet returned. Southerners think they know what cold is, but their reality is always shattered once they move north for a winter. Well, I mean, cold is as it is. If you've lived down south your whole life and you've never seen or rarely ever seen temperatures under 40 degrees, then to you 40 degrees is cold. No, I was not in New York City, and thank the heavens. No, I was in Western New York, and it was nice. Well, it was nice when we moved there. It did decline over the years, unfortunately. Snow was definitely interesting. Snow, ice, sleet. So, you know, winters were a thing.
What foul and nameless things we face in Moria, I know not.
Many of our expedition have pressed forward, for better or worse, but 2 were supposed to return and they have not. Would you seek out Dagfin? He made for Schimmeldurg many hours ago and has not returned. You can find it by pressing east from here, then turning north at your first opportunity.
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the mountains. I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
If you happen to pass the Chamber of Deep Thought while you search for my friends, would you mind investigating it? Such a place may hold many relics that would be invaluable to the dwarves. If anything catches your eye, feel free to investigate. Okie doke. I don't think there's anything that way. Nope. And it doesn't even let us go past it. There's an invisible wall. Bah! Bah, I say. Let's go anywhere we want. Is New York City a place you wish to visit at some point, Saucier? You see a curious cocoon near the back of the chamber. So we're in the Chamber of Deep Thought. Well, Thormurn can sit and think deeply. A lot of books in here. Bet you touch half of these things and they would crumble into dust instantly. They've been sitting here that long. Oh look, it's a skulking spider. A glass spider. And now suddenly I want to listen to David Bowie's Glass Spiders. While I'm deep in thought about this Chamber of Deep Thinking, I'm thinking it needs a serious deep cleaning. Yes, it does. You have... Well, we have defeated it. That's all we need to know. Okay. Now, on we go. Oh, look, there appears to be a dwarf in trouble over here. Should we help him? I think we should. The voice will find you, and then you will die. The voice will find you. You shall fall to the voice. Moria belongs to him now. Do you mind getting the heck out of here now? Maybe. You have discovered Schimmeldurg. Probably not, but I think that anyone who could survive in New York City must be either brave or insane, or born there. I imagine if you're born there and you don't know anything else, and that's just the way it is. Excuse me, what are you doing?
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Oh, you startled me. I'm sorry, I just cannot stop hunting. There must be treasure in this room, stowed away somewhere. My father gave me a map of this place, passed down from the time when the Longbeards inhabited Moria, and there were notes of great promise in this hall. I meant only to come and explore, but I cannot walk away when there's a hope of buried treasure. Will you help me look? I'm insanely brave. Does that count? I've been to New York City, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Orlando, Raleigh, and Columbus. Well, I've been to Philadelphia and Orlando. I haven't been to Raleigh yet. I think I passed through Columbus once. I need to find one more promising spot. I don't feel like there are any promising spots this far up. Every once in a blue moon, I will encounter some good Amish folk out shopping at Walmart of all places. I mean, I guess wherever they can get what they need. Ah, right there. Now, I have met some Mennonites in New York, because there is actually a decent-sized Mennonite community up there.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
He explained that you rooted through many corners of Schimmeldurg, but found nothing of promise, and perhaps it would be wise for Arian to return to Doran's threshold. No, I cannot believe it. I've treasured that map all my life. I cannot accept that it would lead me here, only to find this hall empty. No, my father's map was a treasure in and of itself. My search cannot end in disappointment. I will continue looking. Dude, Moria has been deserted for like, I don't know, 100 years. Anything that might have been in this hall is long gone, okay? Just face it. Anything that wasn't nailed down, the orcs have already made off with and probably used as toilet paper. Oh look, you're back again. Alright, I did as you asked.
I'm not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
That fool. Just because he treasured a map for a lifetime does not mean that the map was ever going to be accurate. Schimmeldurg is likely as dry as a bone now. I hope he returns soon to take some rest. The Amish are nice people, Sosia. I used to know one who was an Amish pastor who sculpted pewter metal historical miniatures of all things.
I'm not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
Alas, a spider and nothing more? That is dire news. I've never even heard of a great spider that can glow translucent. I hope we do not discover any more of those. Well, at least you have cleared the chamber of evil. I will look on the bright side. Perhaps we can begin to restore it now. A rare piece of might-based armor. Nope. Nope. And none of this is gonna do me a spit bit of good. Okay. Sounds like they would make interesting chess pieces. It does sound that way, doesn't it? Alright, on we go. Snaga modul. Lot of shrooms. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it looks like a cave in Skyrim. Ah, there. I knew there was a dwarf here somewhere.
If we are to find Mithril in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
I have been seeing a great deal of movement among the goblin messengers at this camp. I do not like Snaga Modul's nearness to Dorn's threshold, nor the road to the Dwarven view. They are watching all of our movements and running communications hither and thither. I fear that many dwarves using the roads here will lose their lives to this unhindered flow of malicious information. I'm sure you wish to hasten eastward, but if you could do me this favor as you pass through the camp, I would appreciate it.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
I'm glad a greater warrior than I is here to do some damage to these menacing little fiends. Their camp here utterly threatens all travel from Dorn's threshold to the Dwarven view and beyond. All dwarves who come into Moria will pass this way, and we cannot have Snaga Modhuls looming beneath the roadway. On your way through, please thin out this malicious nest of goblins.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
It seems as though anyone who encounters the goblins and manages to escape finds their coin purse much lighter than they were previously. In fact, my own coin purse is a bit lighter now. I would appreciate if you could go in there and take back the goods that were stolen from the innocent travelers passing through here. At least the cave is well lit, unlike Morrowind. Yeah, I agree with you, Associate. It is really awesome to watch people that are able to create, like tabletop dioramas that people can use to play games on. I bet you could do that for all sorts of wargaming tabletop games too, like hex games. Alright, I think we're gonna take a food now. Probably should do the smart thing and eat. Okay, did we light our fire? Yeah, we did. Alright. The voice says help will come. If I fall, more so replace me, no doubt. The rest of the goblin tribes will hear of your incursion. Not if I've killed you first. Oh, 2 for 1. Okay. Hello, you. And you died. What a horrible tragedy. Right? Let's see. Am I remorseful over the death of some goblins? Let me think about that for a minute. Oh, hell no. They can all go burn in a fire. Moria belongs to the White Hand now. Not for long. Well, it's really cold outside. I hate being cold, so let me grab my two-handed sword and plate mail, and I'll stack them up like cordwood. Oh, you are welcome to join in. Alright, let's go talk to Weagle. Oh, you're not Weagle. Alright, where's Weagle? Oh, hello. You're not Weagle either. Ah, that's right. Weagle's on the other side. Okay. What? The Deep Claw? They are cave claws. They're basically an indigenous creature inside caves. There's smaller versions of them and bigger versions of them. They're creatures that dig. So, that's about it.
These holes will be great once more.
Oh, hello there. Did you just fight your way through Snagamotul? That is incredible. I'm here to offer assistance on the road to those who may be waylaid by the goblins. It is nervous work indeed.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Oh, there, you hurt. No, I can see that you are not. But you seem to have hurt many goblins during your short stay in Snagamotul, and I'll thank you for that. I am here to assist travelers who may be hindered on the road as they pass that rotten goblin camp, but since you seem to have waylaid them, I will help you on your way. What we got here? Might. Of course, it's got might on it. Oh. Uh-huh. I mean, it's a tiny bit less vitality, but a lot more agility. Block rating. I don't know if we really need block rating. I'd rather have physical rating, or critical rating, but physical mastery. A lot more armor, though. Still might be nice.
May Durin return soon to his holes.
Well, look here. I've always suspected those goblins were thieves and worse. Thank you for bringing these back to the side of the dwarves. I will make sure these coins find their way back to their owners. I'd like to know how you know who their owners are.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
If you wish to go further into Moria, you will want to follow the road towards the Dolphin View. Perhaps you will encounter more dwarves along the way, and they can help you get there. If you see any dwarves cut off from the rest throughout your travels, please endeavor to assist them. I fear this is a more dangerous place than we anticipated upon our arrival. So we've got creatures like the Grodbog. This little creature won't attack you unless you attack them first. And this doesn't go anywhere. I was kind of hoping to see a cave claw in here that I could show you, but there aren't any. Just the Grodbog gatherers, which kind of look like beetles. Oh well. Usually there's at least one cave claw down there. Not this time. This is the top section of Schimmeldurg. We look down. We might be able to spot, what's his name, digging frantically at the bottom. Oh. And I'd like to put in a missing coin claim with the dwarf. Right? And yes, it is dark in Moria. It used to be a lot darker in Moria. Fun fact. It used to be so dark that you didn't see the edges of the map. And it was very easy to fall to your death. I am missing all the coins. I can identify each and every one of the coins too. This version of Moria is actually rather light and cheery by comparison. Oh look, a goblin. Wouldn't you know it?
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Hail, traveler! Behold, Lamadum. Beautiful, is it not? If you have time, we could use your assistance, for we are very curious about what lies near here. Is there a goat in there? Yes, there's a couple of them. Oh, excuse me.
I
Oh,
shall
well, I'm
one day
standing
sell
here.
goblin heads as trophies.
This guy plans on selling goblin heads as trophies. While we're here, I'm just gonna sell off some junk real quick before our bags get too much fuller. Oh, we do not have this recipe, so we will learn that real quick. Okay, thank you, sir. And these are our reputation items from Moria, so we're going to go ahead and start using those up. Oh, I could have sold that too. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. You collect your own goblin head trophies. Thank you very much, Mr. Dwarf. My two-handed sword is excellent tool to remove their heads.
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
According to my map, Thormurn, the Vault of Durin lies directly south of here. The problem is that my party refuses to explore it. They wish to head straight to the Dolven View and not veer off the path. I should dearly like to know what lies in the vault, but I dare not separate from my group. Will you go look, my good dwarf? Sure, I can do that.
If we are to find Mithro and Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
I should like to learn about these odious insects while you're working on driving them off. Will you do me a great favor and bring me anything out of the ordinary that can be found on their anatomy? I hope that studying the Grid Book will give us better tools to fight them. Yeah.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
Exactly. Strange sounds and strange creeping shadows surround us here. Do you feel uneasy? I think it is coming from the north. There's a sickly light about that place. I have noticed a great increase in the Gridbig about this place. Perhaps it is their hive up yonder? Will you go and thin their numbers? I will rest easier if I know there are less of them to crawl over me in my sleep. Alright, so first we're going to go this way and deal with this goblin that's kind of been very patiently waiting for me. How much longer do we have on our arrow fire? 5 minutes. Okay. So, here's a cave claw. That's a deep claw hunter. That's the big guy. He will attack if we hang out long enough. Otherwise, he won't attack. He is a, rare elite. We're going to leave him the F alone, because he will solidly kick our butt. Alright, the Vault of Durin. There does not seem to be much in this vault. So let's go ahead and rummage around. Nothing but dust and tremblings of the earth. Yeah, I always love to be inside, deep inside a mountain where everything is trembling and rumbling. Sure. I guess on the bright side, if the whole mountain caves in on you, you're not really going to know it. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay. Yep. Okay. Luckily that wasn't a fall to your death fall. That was just a very short drop. But it does always pay to mind where you step in Moria.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Swerth there listens quietly while you explain the current state of the Vault of Durin, not only empty, but falling into ruin. That is sad news, Thormurn. I imagine this is only the first of many such disappointments as we go through Moria. Perhaps it will never be restored fully, but I would like to think that this expedition can forge a new mine. Different, but good. Be careful of those short drops and sudden stops. Oh, it ain't the short drops you gotta worry about. In Moria, there's some long drops that will, well, let's just say, will make your day, very bad. Alright, so this is the Palace of Nain. And we really want to get rid of these guys here. The spitters. Okay. That's the big version of those little beetles. They will attack on sight. We'll take care of that in a minute. We don't want to do that yet. I accidentally killed one. Well, I accidentally killed one of the little guys. Didn't mean to. Oh well. At least it'll count towards my count. I'm gonna go ahead and relight my arrows. Well, unfortunately, it got in the way of the arrow. That's what it did. Dang it. Okay. Unfortunately, they're also a deed, so we're going to end up killing quite a few of them before this is over anyway. Oh, we'll go ahead and look in here. None out here. Might get some respawn on the way back. Only need 2 more. You can also always find 2 more up here too. This is also part of the Palace of Nain. Palace of Nain, which was what was his name? I can't remember which Durin was ruling Moria when it fell to the Balrog. But it was his son. Oh, hello. I don't know what you're doing here, but you can definitely get out of town. Thank you. Alright. We have done as you asked. During the 6th. So yeah, that was the Palace's name was named after Durin the 6th's son, Prince Nain.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Ah, fine effort, Thormurn. Would that this were the end of them. But I suppose I will have to settle for this valiant endeavor of yours. You have my thanks. Okay.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Scent glands, eh? Very interesting. I have not seen many creatures such as this in possession of glands of this nature. I have a theory, Thormurn. Perhaps these can be used to lure whatever menace is at the center of this infestation at the Palace of Nain, eh?
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
What do you know, Thormurn? I have had an idea. If you crush the scent glands you gathered, an overwhelming scent will be released, and the Gredbug will rise up. The scent will undoubtedly draw the Hive Queen from her hidden nest. If you can slay her, the entire hive will be greatly weakened, at least until they can raise a new queen. That should keep them out of our way for quite a while, and that is the best we can hope for. Alright, so you want me to go piss off a nest of Gredbug. Very good. Alright, we got plenty of time on our fire arrows. Alright, now I do have to get rid of you. Sorry, little guy. Can't have you sitting there coming in to help the queen when I'm trying to kill her. Alright, let's clear the room out first. I think she already calls an ad or two. I don't need any others coming to her aid. That it? You're hiding under that. I'm gonna leave you alone. Alright. You have crushed a scent gland. And there she is. have to feed it. Yeah, that is a big bug. That thing's big enough to ride. And we have to feed it the queen. Now, finally, we can take a look at this unusual fungus. What an odd-looking fungus this is. It may be wise to report to the dwarves that strange flora seem to be creeping into Moria. There is something about the look of that fungus and the surrounding area that is strangely unnerving. Sickly feeling, an unpleasant, sickly sort of feeling. That's why we waited until the very end to check out the unusual fungus. I didn't want a sickly feeling while I was in the middle of fighting stuff.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
A fungus? That is no surprise, Thormurn. Such things grow in damp places all over the earth. Thorhall listens as you explain that you are aware of the nature of fungus, but that this one was strange and new and gave you a sense of foreboding. Upon my word, you do look a little peaked. Perhaps you should bring this news to the Dolvenview camp. That is where we are headed as well.
These halls will be great once more.
Excellent work, Thormurn. With the Grodbig Hive Queen slain, the hive will be thrown into disarray, and their numbers will likewise diminish, at least until they can raise a new queen. And since I don't use a shield, we're just going to take what we can get the most money for. Oh, and he leveled up. Very good.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
You have done all that is needed for our little camp, Thormurn, and we appreciate your help. But I expect you are excited to delve further into Moria, as we are. The Dolvenview camp is the central camp of the dwarves in the Great Delving. I expect that several dwarves will have settled there and established many useful town services.
I shall one day sell goblin heads as trophies.
Hey, he's very excited to talk about selling goblin heads as trophies. Alright. We got... Let's see. Switch out. Switch out. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I guess we should get on a goat. Not that Dolvenview's that far away at this point, but... Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We need to remember that for later. We don't need it just yet, I don't think. Alright, we have discovered the Dolvenview.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Hello.
Durin's folk will defy Durin's bane!
You found an unusual fungus. I'm not surprised. Well, fortunately, it seems somewhat contained. Hopefully the Palace of Nain is the only place where it grows. In the meantime, I will make sure to warn my folks to steer clear of that place in case this fungus is of a putrid nature.
I am not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
Greetings, my good dwarf, and welcome to the Dolphin View. 'Tis a fine view indeed, or at least it would be were it not cluttered with the cook fires of a goblin horde beneath us. No matter, we will defend the Dolphin View at all costs and find some way to drive these vermin from our ancestral homes. Mark my word, Thormurn, this will once again be a city of wonder and beautiful to behold, though we give our lives to achieve it. And I have just acquired another goat. So, doing the starter quest in Moria does grant you a goat. It's called the Prized Tame Redhorn Goat, but it has a top speed of 32% and a morale of 100. By comparison, the goat we got from Thorin's Hall has a speed of 62% and a morale of 250. So, basically, the goat you get at the beginning of Moria does not run much faster than you do, and would probably die if something sneezed on it. Oh, and by the way, I did see that. Lord of the Rings Starship Troopers. There's a lot of bugs in Moria.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Welcome to the Dolphin View, Thormurn. As you can see, the Iron Garrison is hard at work making everything ready for our resettlement of the mines. Speak to the people here and help them with their tasks. We must see to our safety before we can push any further into Khazad-dûm. So we need to talk to, well, we talked to one of them already. So we need to go talk to the other guy, which is down in the Deep Descent. I've just discovered the Stone Council. Neat, huh? I think one of these statues got a little destroyed. Don't know where he was supposed to be, but he ain't there anymore. I just try not to fall off this bridge and die. I've done that before. Silvertine loads. There's plenty of quests down here. I didn't do it, I swear. The statue was like that when I got here.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Alright, that's another stable down.
The House of Durin will live forever!
I am glad you have come to the Deep Descent, Thormurn. A hunter such as you should be able to help my people with many of the tasks that need doing here among the Silvertine Lodes. We are particularly plagued by the goblins of Gemel Philippe. Next step, talk to Bosie in the Chamber of Crossroads on Durin's Way. Don't worry guys, we will come back to help you with all your questing requirements. And there are many of them. There are quests down here, there are quests up at... Oh, excuse me, I think I have the hiccup. Hopefully that will have tamed them a little bit. Yes, I did hold my breath. Yes, it usually does work. Yeah, there's plenty of quests up here at the Dolphin View, down in the Silvertine Lodes. But we wish to continue on, because this is not just for the quest. We're kind of doing a stable run too, real quick. Gazette Moor, which we will be doing quests at shortly. The Dwarf Lord's Gate. They have some pretty fancy names for these places, don't they? Way. You can wait till I get off my horse, my goat. Thank you very much. A warg rider. A broken statue. Which, see, who has that quest? Is it you?
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
Do you see that shattered statue just in the center of the hall, friend dwarf? According to records and carvings we have found, it once depicted a brave dwarf by the name of Helgi Goblinbane. The goblins of Moria have been systematically smashing all images they can find of him. I am not even sure that this isn't the last remnant of his legacy. He was nearly whole when I first arrived, but just recently a party of goblins reduced the statue to the state in which you see it now. They carried off the pieces, boasting that they would become objects of ridicule in goblin camps throughout the mines. If you are prepared for a dangerous and noble undertaking, go look closely at the statue's base, so that you will recognize its pieces when you go seeking them. Statue is missing most of the body from the waist up. And I might as well kill you again.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
So, do you think you can recognize the statue's pieces now, if you were to run across them somewhere else? I think the rest are in goblin and orc camps throughout Khazad-dûm. I would start by heading east to Jazargun. That's the direction in which the goblins who smashed the statue fled. So basically we just started at kind of a quest deed. The pieces of that statue are indeed scattered all over Moria. I think there's like 5 of them. Once we find them all, we will actually be able to see it rebuilt. Always fun. But for now, yeah, you could chase me. We need to make one more stop before we head back to the Dolphin View. Because I did say this was part stable run. And this is probably the most important stable I want to get for the moment. Jundelbad. This passage used to be darker, and actually used to have mobs in it. Does not have mobs in it anymore. It's kind of sad they made it a little too safe. Now, let's see what is over here. Can't remember. Right. Book and...
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
Okay, so this is the quest I would want to do to gather scholar materials. So it's a crafting instant that's a repeatable.
These halls will be great once more.
And like I said, this particular one is for scholars. That would be the one that Thormurn would want to do. There's also crafting instances for ore and for wood. But they're in different parts of Moria. Zeagle Knob. Good evening, Alan C. Happy Sunday. I hope you're doing well. And we have made it to the 21st hall. So this was the other stable that I absolutely wanted to get. Because this is where the majority of your services are located in Moria. This is where your vault is, your auction house, your crafting, all your crafting requirements.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
You're great so far. That's good to hear.
The merchant halls of Khazad-dûm lie in darkness now.
Get rid of that and that and that. So we'll go ahead and get off our horse because we're going to get knocked off it anyway, going into any number of these places. So here's our vault. Which...
Greetings, friend. Are you lost?
Am I lost? Do I look lost? Of course, I don't know where I'm up. Put stuff. I am out of space again. Are you serious? I'm out of space again. I even got, like, shared storage so I could put some of these cosmetics. And I'm out of space again. Fine. Well, we're able to put that in there. My stupid meds are making me dizzy. I'm dealing with some discomfort. Should try to eat soon. Well, definitely, if you've taken some meds and it would help to eat, you should do so. Over here, if the door would open, we have our auction hall.
The House of Durin will live forever!
Which I do not think we can get any of the items he needs for legendary. But yeah, there's the auction hall. They don't require food, they just occasionally cause dizziness. Fair enough. And over this way, we have the crafting hall. So there's our leather working station, our ovens for the cook. Up here, of course, place of honor, the forge. I don't know what you were for. It looked like dwarf. Workbench. Scholar. Thormurn will be spending a lot of time there. And the
Welcome to Khazad-dûm.
Forge Master, and we don't have to reforge yet.
Would that we could procure a trophy from Durin's Bane.
Bunce of us trade between the dwarves of Moria and the elves.
Offer of armors, huh? No thanks. Probably not that good. What are y'all? Quartermaster. Challenge reward vendor. Instant reward vendor. Nothing I'm interested in. Iron Garrison Mine Trader.
Would that we could procure a trophy from Durin's Bane.
A Dorn figurine. Reputation item. So we have different vendors here. Mostly reputation stuff.
Hello, friend. Can I help you with something?
Even a figment vendor here. So what would this outfit look like on Thormurn, I wonder? Not that I can afford it, but... I don't like it anyway. What about this one? Oh, heck no. Ugly. Ugly, 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 ugly. Bard of the 21st Hall. Who are you? Path of Valor guy. Some guy whose quest I'm too low level to take. Alright. Enough meandering through. Oh wait, one more thing. I lied. One more thing we're going to look at. There is one more thing here in the 21st Hall that is worth noting. And it is off to the side here. And that is your skirmish camp. So your skirmish camp is tucked away right here. Now, while we're here, I haven't done any skirmishes in a bit, but I am going to make sure my skirmish soldier is somewhat up to date. Because at some point, we actually do skirmishes in Moria as part of our main quest line. There's the skirmish captain. I want the skirmish trainer. And you are over here. Hello.
You are ill-equipped to venture into Khazad-dûm.
Okay, so we need to level up this guy at least twice. No, more than twice. That should do, because by the time I get to that, that should be adequate. And for me, now we can go talk to the skirmish captain. Oh hey, lots of dwarves. Hello, Dragonbeard. Good evening. Happy Sunday to you. Yes, we are Moria.
From Durin's Bane.
Alright, so we're going to add a red hair color to our skirmish soldier. We're going to put, which one? I feel like I really want to put threatening riposte. For his training, we have heavy armor, defensive training, go with boundless resolve, and for me I have duck aside, which is evade, and for my second one I'm gonna go with armor penetration. There. So, we're somewhat up to date, so that when it does come time to do those skirmishes for the main story, we're not sitting there spending a half a day setting everything up first. Now, we can head back to Dolven View.
These halls will be great once more.
That's not the right stable. That goes everywhere but where I want to go.
Has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Alright, this is going to be a slow ride. And it probably will go a slightly different route than I went. So, always fun. Might even get a... mark off a discovery point or two because we're going a different way. Plus we get to see a little more of Moria. Always good. But what you can see of it in the dark. The Great Hall of Durin. Oof. He almost got, like, stuck on that. You want to see some female dwarves? Well, you do realize that the female dwarves do not look any different than the male dwarves, right? Although, and I guess in the game Return to Moria, you can actually make a dwarf that looked somewhat feminine. I went ahead and chose to remake Thormurn the best I could. You know, the dwarves spent so much time making these giant pillars. and hallways. You can just imagine how impressive this place was. I've discovered the Lonely Span, and I have acquired some marks for completing the Great Delving. Good, because I just spent a whole bunch of marks. I'm not complaining. So we discovered the Great Hall of Doran and the Lonely Span. We got 2 points of interest on the way back. I'm the type of person that, yeah, if you give me a choice between a male or a female character to make, I will generally make a female character. But I am not opposed to playing a male character. And I have, quite honestly, grown rather fond of Thormurn. I like him. Now, I forgot to talk to Bosie in the Chamber Crossroads. Oh well. I went all that way to do that, and I totally forgot to do it. Not a big deal.
Belongs to Durin's folk.
The first order of business, I have noticed a number of deep claws roaming awfully near. They're like ants working 24/7 mining, expanding their houses. Yes, they are. Shoot. Should I go back? I want to say there might be a quest that I need to... that I can do while I'm doing this other stuff. Grr? Grr, grr, grr. Fine.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Not deep the stat. Chamber Crossroads. You know what? Why am I doing that when I can get on my own goat and do this? Doesn't take that long to get there. See, I cannot remember for certain, but I want to say that there's a quest he's going to give us that we can kind of sort of do while we're doing some of this other stuff. I could be wrong. But if I'm not, I want to make sure I have this quest. Besides, I always liked the Dwarf Lord's Gate. Pretty awesome. Oh well, you know, since you've already taken care of the bats, I might as well do this. You have found an ornate chest piece from a set of heavy armor, old but of superlative craftsmanship and raked with claw marks, lying seemingly unattended. You may wish to find out more about it. Perhaps a dwarf in the Chamber Crossroads will know more. Now we just found a random piece of armor laying about. Considering it's laying about there and is covered in claw marks, I don't hold a lot of hope for the owner of it.
Greetings, friend. Are you lost?
An ornate chess piece, you say, is surrounded by bats. Now that is interesting.
Hear me out, friend, for I have a tale of glory to tell.
The armor you found is a beautiful piece of craftsmanship, Thormurn. What interests me particularly are these gouges in it. Look, here and here. I believe this was carried in a creature's claws. Attacked by bats? Well, I suppose. But why would a bat carry a piece of armor about? This is most peculiar. One inspecting finely crafted armor that it is one dwarf who I would count on beyond all others, Sigden. Talk to him here in the Chamber of Crossroads. He may have some insight into this strange find. Alright, where's Sigden? Right here.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Yes, I am Sigden, your servant, brave hunter. What have you sought me out? Sigden looks carefully at the claw marks in the armor. If these scratches are too deep to have been caused by even the largest of bats, it would have taken something much stronger to have pierced armor this well made. That is really all I can say.
The House of Durin will live forever!
Sigden doesn't think this was done by a bat, and neither do I. The bats fit into this in some way, but I have yet to figure out how. And that's it for that. I don't think we ever do find out more about that piece, and I'm wondering if it was supposed to be a story that went on and didn't.
I have need of your great skill.
Welcome, Thormurn, to the Chamber of the Crossroads. This shall be my command center for a time, as we establish our presence here in Moria. We will busy ourselves with making ready to restore the mines and cities beneath the mountains. I will never forget the great deeds you have done on behalf of the Iron Garrison, and I eagerly await tales of your future achievements. I am ever at your service, and may your feet lead you well into the darkness of Khazad-dûm and beyond.
We must be cautious. Dwarves have not lived here for long years.
We have established a presence within Moria, Thormurn, and will stage further excursions into the depths from this room, the Chamber of the Crossroads. This once served as a guard room for watching the 3 passages just to the south, but has been empty for many long years. Many creatures have thrived in the darkness during the long absence of the dwarves, especially the Gredbig, fierce and loathsome insects spawned from the deep. Seek out all varieties of Gredbig in the western levels, to the south and west of this chamber, and eliminate them. This will be the first small step in reclaiming the great delving for my people. There is much to be done before true progress is to be made. For my people, excuse me, take a look at me, big beard, barrel chest, short stature. I'm a dwarf. Or people. So, shut up. Alright, so I was right. There is a quest that we picked up from him that we can do while we're doing other stuff at Dolven View. I'm glad I went back. Alright, now we can start picking up the quest here.
We will not retreat before anyone!
The first order of business, I have noticed a number of deep claws roaming awfully near to Dolven View, haven't you? I think there's a great nest of them nearby. They are mild enough beasts, but their tunneling cannot be borne. It is dangerous, and I think it is a very reason for all the pitfalls, collapses, and general rumblings in Moria. Let us lessen their numbers a bit. What do you say?
If we drive the orcs from Khazad-dûm, will it be enough?
Forgive me for asking, Thormurn, but could you lend me a hand? I joined this expedition as a librarian, hoping to uncover the lost lore and mysteries of Khazad-dûm. But there is so much to be done around here that instead I've been assigned a list of laborious tasks to which I fear I am ill-suited. It appears that a recent rockfall has littered the road between here and the 21st Hall with rubble that makes travel difficult, and we need that stretch of passage cleared if we are to continue to supply the 21st Hall. The rockfall occurred in the easternmost area of the Great Delving along the path just south of the gate to the Lonely Span.
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the mountains. I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
Have you seen the Lonely Span yet? It is a bridge that connects the Great Delving to the 21st Hall and Salim Malek, and it is a vital checkpoint in our expedition. If it is safe, you should plant a banner of the dwarves there. As long as it stands, we will know that the Lonely Span is held for the dwarves of Khazad-dûm. And you're not doing that just to poke at the orcs and goblins, right? Right? Uh-huh. I don't think there's anything else at the moment. We're going to double check, though. Because the place is large, and I don't want to miss anything. I want to come back and go, oh, you had a quest to go to the same exact place. Nope. Okay, nothing right now. That is not the way we want to go down. Another one of those. That first step is a doozy. Look, a goblin. Oh, look, a dead goblin. And nothing else there. We're gonna have to get some more food soon. I'm gonna have to make some better scrolls of warding lore. I think he's capable of doing that at this point. Need 12 of these guys. Really? Oh. Need that guy too, unfortunately. He's a broad dog. That's the other quest that I got, that I went all the way back to Crossroads for. I forgot they throw us. At least I got thrown in a direction that wasn't over the side. That would have been funny though. Four more of those guys, 2 more rubble, which I see down here. Two more of those. Well, while we're over here. Isn't that nice? Isn't that pretty? Ooh, hold on. We gotta do the thing. Oh, we can't do it. Darn it. I have to fix that. Okay. I will have to fix that. Can't do it right now. I was going to take a screenshot, but I have to fix that. Got a new monitor. It was a little bit bigger than the old monitor, and now all my OBS settings are a little off. Alright. Hold on just a second. I need a drink of water. Alright, that was much, much better. Oh, look. We already have respawn. One more. That pretty much did it for the first Dolmen View quest. Well, we do need it for that other quest, so. Sorry, bug. Don't worry, you'll respawn in a couple of minutes somewhere. I love the crystals in Moria. Can you just imagine? Luminescent crystals.
Dark things dwell now in Moria.
Excellent! With the path clear again, it will be much easier to deliver supplies to the 21st Hall.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Well done, Thormurn. As long as that banner stands, the Lonely Span will be safe for the members of this expedition and all the free people who wish to use this road once more. It was a small task, but a meaningful one. You say so.
Azog's folk have not yet fully repaid for their crimes against us.
Hello again, Thormurn. I'm glad to see those deep claws did not make slivers out of your hide. Well, you have done the dwarves of this expedition a good turn indeed. Excuse me.
How may I be of service?
Well, you can buy this junk off me. That's what you can do. What's this dagger? Yeah, you can buy that dagger too. Burglars and hunters, I guess we'll be keeping that. Alright, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
If we drive the orcs from Khazad-dûm, will it be enough?
Well, Thormurn, as you can see, even from here, there's a large encampment of goblins down there in Gazet Moor, off to the northeast away. We haven't the forces to push them out of there now, but I would like you to get down there and join Wigfast, who has gone to scout the encampment. I'm sure Wigfast could use help with assessing the situation down there. He is brave for going off to scout, but I do not think he will be of much use by himself. Alright, so you don't have enough forces to go clear out the camp, but you're going to send 1 or 2 lone dwarves to go scout the camp. I don't think that's how that works, Dwarf. Oh, look. There's a goblin right there. He was trying to attack me from there. Wasn't having too much luck. I was having a lot more luck than he was. And this is Wigfast.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Ah, did Slagby send you? Just in time. I was about to try to venture in there and start lobbing off goblin heads all by myself, though I am ill-equipped for such a venture. So let me guess, you're going to send me to do it instead.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
Can you believe all these goblins? You're a brave and skilled hunter, so it will be nothing for you to thin their numbers a bit. We've got to start somewhere. Be careful, friend. I do not like the looks of this place. The goblins seem more organized than usual. Yep, you're gonna have me do it.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
I cannot understand how so many goblins can exist here, unless they have some great hoard of supplies stowed away in Gazet Moor. If you encounter any food stores, please do feel free to destroy them utterly. We ought to discourage the goblins from lengthening their stay in the Great Delving. Let's see what we got here. Warding. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, we need to eat again. Of course we do. I need 4 more food barrels. Alright, barrel's done. Get out of this miserable place. You know, it would have been a little more realistic if you had actually joined me. Just saying. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Defeat the White Hand Lieutenant. Well, that's easy. We just gotta wait for him to come back around. Which he should be doing pretty shortly. Yep. Alright, come here. He tried to scare me, but I scared him instead. Alright, now we're done. Well, not quite.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
White Hand Mark and an enemy orc leading it all. That is strange news, and I am not sure what to make of it, but it sounded like an altogether disagreeable affair. I am glad you put a stop to it, Thormurn. Let's see what we got. Oh, we'll try to get this set. Bracers, leggings, and boots.
These halls will be great once more.
That was a good start, Thormurn. I thank you for your assistance in making these halls safer for our expedition.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Well done, Thormurn. That was a key step in dismantling their presence here. Now they will have to look elsewhere for food.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
What'd I say? We're not done yet. Now that we have weakened the defenses of the goblin camp below, we may soon be in a position to launch a full assault against them. Go down there and see if you cannot defeat a few of the goblin overseers. With the strongest goblins out of the way, the weaker ones will be unable to unite against us. Much depends on your success, Thormurn. Be careful.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
The goblins of Gazet Moor have stationed archers upon those platforms. Anyone who tries to attack them directly will be slaughtered. They will make the road perilous for those trying to move through the great delving. The platforms are typical goblin make, from what I've seen. Clever idea, but shoddy. There's a major pin at the base of the shaft that holds the platforms up. Pop that out with 1 or 2 good whacks of your trusty hammer, and the whole thing comes right down. Okay, if that's so easy, why aren't you doing it? And it kills the goblins that were on it. That's funny. Yeah, I thought for sure we used to have to kill more than 3 of these overseers. Let's not go that way. That was very, very, very steep fall. Luckily enough, that lieutenant gives no cares about whether or not I'm attacking a goblin soldier or not. Should be. I was going to say there should be another overseer over here. And he's still there. Alright. Did that.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Your courage knows no bound, Thormurn. We are nearly ready to strike at their camp. Okay, so that's the second piece of that set.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Good work, Thormurn. They will put those platforms back up sooner or later. But in the meantime, our forays against the goblins will be a little more successful without all those arrows raining down upon us.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
The strangest thing happened when you were away this last time, Thormurn. I heard a very long echo, and it sounded rather like a dwarf shout. The sound came from the northeast of here. Will you go explore? I should like to head back to the Dolven View. Although you never do. You say you're going to head back to the Dolven View, and you always stay there. Oh, we might as well duck in here. Chamber of Knowledge. How's our bags looking? A little heavy. This area matches Wigfast's description. Excuse me, you're in the way. You're gonna have to move. So sorry. So sad, too bad. Woo! Hi. This rucksack may indicate the source of the strange echo heard by Wigfast. It appears to have once been owned by a dwarf, but the dwarf is nowhere to be found. Your strong suspicion is that he fell right through the perilous crack in the path, but what was he doing so far from any established hubs in Moria? The journal indicates that there should be an old waterway running beneath the bridge north of here. Through the Dwarf Lord's Gate, it should be providing water to the Dolven View, but it appears to have been closed. There should be a pair of levers on the bridge that could be thrown to open the old waterway, and the fallen dwarf seemed to want to do this very task. You should take over in his stead. This journal page describes a hope to reach the old libraries of Khazad-dûm, known as Kadab-Zahar. The dwarf who owned this book was seeking an old text within which is rumored to detail the ancient methods of blending mithril with other metals, along with many other secrets of its proper forging. It seems a worthy search. You should continue the fallen dwarf's quest. Nothing seems to happen. Oh, hush. So we are looking for a book in here. Alright, you. You don't sit there and fuss at me like that. These papers are full of runes you do not recognize, translated into the common tongue. It means nothing to you, but the strange runes are of some interest, for they do not look to be of any language that you recognize. The papers are signed Thelgir Twist-Tongue. That's still not what we were looking for. But, we just found something else of interest in here. Some poor dwarf that died. Found the ancient tome. Now we have everything. Dwarven view, Dwarven view, Dwarven view. Okay, everything's going back to Dwarven view. I love the music in Moria. It's so grand. It's like, you go in Moria, you hear the music, and you know you're going on a grand adventure. Well, when you're not killing helpless little bugs, because they exist. So I need to talk to Wafri, Sot, Wafri and Sot. Okay, which one are you? You're Wafri. You're Sot.
I'm not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
Hammer and tongs. These papers must date back to the time of Doran's rule. A very promising find, Thormurn. Thelgir Twist-Tongue was a famous riddle master and tinkerer of words. These runes are utterly foreign to me, so I believe they may be a special language he made up. You should hang on to these papers in case you see any of these runes in Moria. I have a feeling old Thelgir left some puzzles to be solved. So we've started another deed.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
You found a journal on the road with the objective of recovering this book. Amazing, but alas, the years and the foul vermin infesting Khazad-dûm have been most unkind. So many pages are ruined. No matter. With enough time, I'm sure I can piece it back together, even if it takes me years.
We will reclaim Khazad-dûm for dying Ironfoot!
A journal of a fallen dwarf pointed you to the levers of the Dwarven View water source. How strange. What a brave dwarf, and you were very good for making the effort on his behalf, whoever he was. It will be some time before we can spare a team of craftsmen to go down there and try to repair them. How sad that one should fall while pursuing a fruitless endeavor. Let's see what we got. We'll just take what's worth the most. How's our bags? Full? Very full. Well, first off, let's use all our reputation items. Every little bit helps. Especially since you have two factions you have to get reputation with in Moria.
Craftsmen were once found in Khazad-dûm. Soon they shall be again.
We are holding on to those so we can get motes from them. Would you sell? Thank you. We're holding on to that in hopes we get the whole set. That's another part of that set. Oh, another recipe I didn't know. And another recipe I didn't know. Too bad it was all Lore Master pet food stuff. Not really useful. Okay, nothing there. What did we get? Reputation changed. With who? Oh, well, we're acquaintance with the Iron Garrison Guard. So we have the Iron Garrison Guard and the Iron Garrison Miners we have to get reputation with. Luckily, we're going to get like a bazillion of those reputation items. So between quests and the reputation items we're going to get, we should be pretty well covered to get kindred with both before we leave Moria. Known to the Iron Garrison Guards. I even got 5 LOTRO points for that. Woohoo! Something else I should probably check. I do have a point to spend. What am I spending it on? Hunter's damage over time. That's what I'm spending it on. And we're working on charity right now. I feel like at this point I should be working on empathy to get that armor value and resistance rating up.
I am not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
You have had some strange encounters, to be sure. White hands and orcs and goblins and rucksacks and deep rifts. Better you than me, Thormurn. Well, I'm glad you made it back safe and sound. Take your rest here at the Dwarven View, where the light is bright and the fire warm. Let's see. I mean, that would be good if he wasn't a hunter. Would be good, a good offhand for a champion. And this is about worthless because at this point the Runekeeper has their legendary runestone. So we have 2 quests. One is an instance called the Cooling Chamber.
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the mountains. I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
And of course, the one of the rewards for doing that is the Tracker's Boots, which is the 3rd piece of that gear that I'm trying to get. Thormurn, I would like to know more about why the water systems of the Great Delving are not operational. I do not relish the idea of our expedition needing to rely upon imported water. There is a cooling chamber not far from here, and perhaps we should investigate it. I am not unfamiliar with such systems, so I believe I will be useful in trying to get the system working again. And of course the other one...
We can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
Interested in taking a look at the true mines of Moria now, are you? I can't blame you, for tales speak of their wonder and beauty. What I wouldn't give to have gone with the dwarves who went to the Silvertine lodes. But I have a job here, and I mean to do it. Take the south path from the Dwarven View, and you will find yourself at the deep descent in no time. It is really quite close. You might be able to help the dwarves there quite as much as you've helped us. So, of course, that is going down to the deep descent, which is where we dropped off part of the main story earlier. The time. Oh, it's kind of late. Do you have time for... I don't think this one takes too long. We'll go ahead and do it. Are you ready to leave? I don't know what is going on inside the cooling chamber, but I know we must move quickly if we wish to find out.
Above the great forges of Khazad-dûm lies a chamber that was used to cool the rising steam and return it as water to the pools of Moria. What purpose could goblins have within the walls of that ancient chamber?
Alright. So we can use this to summon... what's his name to our side? Slagvi. Ah, so here we are. What a marvelously constructed place this is, but I fear there are enemies all around us. I will do my best to help you clear them out. And he will. He will fight. And if you lose track of him, there are other horns scattered around the instant, so you can resummon him when you need to. How you doing, buddy? Oh, you're just fine. Okay. Oh, and you're a healer. Very nice. Moria Chieftain. How about you chieftain your way right out of here, huh? The chieftain has fallen, and the remaining goblins scatter in terror. The cooling chamber must be fixed. Fix the rest of it here. Fix the stuck wheel. Fix the jammed lever. Alright, so now that we've done that, we head back to the entrance before talking to him. Because as soon as we talk to him, he's going to desummon. Not that anything's going to reappear here. There is no respawn that I can recall in this instance. It did not take long at all. I forgot just how quick this one is. Just a little old shorty instance. There you are.
Greetings.
You did very well, my friend. Thank you for your help. I would not have been able to face so many goblins alone. The cooling chamber has been repaired.
It is said that Durin's Bane dwells here, though we have not seen it.
Thank you for your assistance, Thormurn. I would not have been able to restore those systems by myself with so many goblins at hand. You have done much for the Dolven View camp, but I believe we are ready to fend for ourselves. The deep descent awaits you. Well, thank you. Now we have items to use here. But most importantly, we have all 3 pieces of this tracker's gear. Where's the rest of it? There's the pants. There's the bracelet. There's the boots. Alright, so... okay, pants are on. Bracelet is going to get swapped with... Alright, that one. And boots. Alright, we have the whole set. Now we have a couple items in here that we can break down for moats. Not a ton of them, but a few. Okay, you're not the vendors I want. Well, while I'm thinking about it, we only need 5 more of those Gred Big. The bugs. Should be able to find a couple real quick down here. Why don't we have our speed on? That's a deep claw. That's definitely not what we're looking for. Those are all deep claws. Not what we want. That's one. Two. I just realized something. I haven't heard anybody talking a bit, so I don't know if everyone's just being quiet or if the chat bot stopped working again. So if you've been talking and I haven't said anything, it's because I haven't seen y'all, so I am so sorry. That means after this is over, I will have to check and see if there's an update for it. Because that's usually what happens when it stops working. Alright, I am going to go check over here real quick. I don't think we need this yet, but... Blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Right here. Thort's quest, lighting the way. Adjusting this mirror has helped the paths of the dolphin view to be much better lit. This will likely save many from falling or taking a wrong turn. Be quit slaggy at Dolphin View. Funny how doing one quest can lead you to doing something else here. This is quite frequently the way in Moria. If you go up this way, there's actually another chamber over here, which is one you'll want to know for later. The Chamber of Wisdom. right, you.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithria, I would not have come here.
So you were the one that adjusted the light, were you? At first I thought there was a fire, and that we were about to be attacked. But then I realized that the light was a warm, gentle one. I knew then that it came from one of the ancient mirrors I've heard so much about. I am only happy that I've lived to see the beauty of the light system in Khazad-dûm. Excuse me. So there are actually several of those lights in Moria, and yet another deed. You have to find them all and fix them. So let's see how many deeds have we gotten in Moria so far. And I think Moria falls under Ravania. Yes, it does. So we have In the Footsteps of the Fellowship, which we have found Dorn's Threshold, Chamber of Crossroads, 21st Hall. We have to find the Chamber of Marzabul, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, West Arch, East Arch, and the First Hall, and we'll have finished that. Reflections, which is the mirrors. There are 9 in total. We have found the first one. The Silvertine Lode, there are 4 places to find there. Western Doran's Way, we have 7 places to find in Western Doran's Way. Zalim-Malek, there are 8 places to find there. We have found 2 of them so far. Quest of Doran's Way, we have completed 3 of 15 of those. Quest of Khazad-dûm, we have finished Quest in the Great Delving, so we have completed that already. Then we have various and sundry Slayer deeds already played. Deep Claws, Goblins, Grodbog, Spiders, and Wargs. We'll get a couple others. I believe Morville is one of them. Drakes, yeah, Drakelings. Trolls, I believe, is another one. And Nameless. So that will be quite a number of Slayer deeds. As well as more quest deeds. A lot of deeds. A lot of chance to get LOTRO points in Moria.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Oh, you know what? Once again, we're going to take our own goat over to Crossroads. Maybe not going that way and falling to our death. That would not be the way to Crossroads. That would be the way to the nearest Circle of Shame. I told you Wigfast would still be there. He said he was going back to Dolven View, but nope. He hasn't gone back. Yeah, he's really close to level 50 already. Actually pretty impressed. Those levels flew by simply because he started Moria a couple levels behind. Talk to Bozy, because we finished his first task. Hello.
You have done well, friend.
Good work. You are ever a friend at need, and I am at your service. You continue to impress me with your inextinguishable fervor towards our cause.
Records and histories of Moria will aid us, if you can find them.
The Gredbig were a dreadful hazard, and despite your efforts, they will undoubtedly return in time. But we cannot spend overlong dealing with this minor threat. To wholly wipe them out would involve resources beyond what I can provide. We must turn now to other matters and defend ourselves from the returning Gredbig whenever we must. What I truly desire above all else is a chance to look at records and histories from the old days. Who knows what secrets lie untold beneath the dust? Pages, tablets, and tomes to be found throughout the caverns of Moria? There should be storehouses located within the great delvings of Moria, and they are thus named: the Chamber of Knowledge, the Chamber of Wisdom, and the Chamber of Deep Thought. Find these storehouses within the great delvings and search them all for records of the old days. Return to me when you have found something from each area. And already, there's the quest for the chambers, like I said. I did not realize it was going to be quite that soon. So we'll go ahead and grab at least the first one on the way back, because it is on the way back to Dolvenview. The other two are between Dolvenview and Doran's Threshold. Let's not get too reckless with that goat. You found some withered pages within the strongbox. The script is still legible. Excuse me. Mouth's getting a little dry here. Alright. Down. And then back up again. And the Chamber of Wisdom. You found a broken tablet within the strong box. Its inscription can still be deciphered. And since we are right next to Dolvenview still, we're going to be lazy and we're going to take a goat back to Doran's Threshold. We're going to take a slow one. That way we can get off near the third chamber and run in. And I think...
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's the only type of stable he could take in Moria. because you have to have been VIP or be VIP or have been VIP to take the Swift stables here. Check that out. That whole thing is the Palace of Name. Neat. Okay, you're going a whole different way to get back to, yeah, this goat went a whole different way than I did. Doke. Hey, whatever works. So, we need to get Ralph right here. Chamber of Deep Thought. There's the box. You found a weathered tome within the strong box. Some of its text can still be deciphered. And since we're still being lazy, we're going to go down here and catch a stable right back to Chambers of the Crossroads. At least I think we can go there.
The Lords of Moria have returned.
Yes, we can. Can you imagine having to climb all these stairs? I don't know about you, but without some sort of railing, I'm not going to be doing too good with those. Yeah, it goes a whole different way than I go. Interesting. Okay, now it's going a whole different way to get to the Chamber of Crossroads. Whoa. How about you don't throw me off the bridge, okay? Thanks. Okay, now we're on a familiar path. Thank you. Okay, here's your sacred text.
None of this seems useful, friend. Except... Oh, now wait a moment!
Excellent, Thormurn. These records and histories are very old, and probably harbor many ancient secrets. They are sure to be tremendously valuable. Bosie examines each of the records in turn, and his face falls somewhat as he reads. Records of goods bought and sold, inventories of iron and other metals. These are of some interest to be sure, but Bosie trails off and then brightens. Wait a moment, Thormurn. You must have something here after all. Alright. Let's see what we got. Ah, agility, vitality, block, parry, and evade. Of course, we'll lose vitality. And I mean, that has some nice physical mitigation. We'll take this. We might use it. We might not. I do not have enough room. Are we serious? We are. Excuse me.
Once there was trade between the dwarfs of Moria and the elves.
Can you buy some junk from me? Please? Thank you. What's this? Oh, the pages. Those will get taken out of my bag as soon as the quest is turned in.
None of this seems useful, friend. Except... Oh, now wait a moment! This record tells of a mighty axe, Ziegelberg, forged at the heart of fire.
These pages mention something curious indeed, Thormurn. An axe made entirely of mithril, light enough to be wielded one-handed, but strong enough to fell any foe or render any armor with a single sweep. Ziegelberg it was called, and it appears to have been forged in Doran's time by one called Ongli. I have not heard that name before. How can it be that one so skilled would not be remembered in legend? There is more to be learned on these pages. Could it be that Ziegelberg might yet be found? My son Bori has been racked by grief ever since Broen was slain before the doors of Doran. Bring him these pages and tell him of Ziegelberg. It will do him well to have other thoughts upon which to brood. Go up the stairs on the eastern side of the chamber, and through the door into the chamber of command. My son Bori is there, and Broger also. There you are.
Broen would have loved to have seen this place.
A loss that Broen is not here, Thormurn. This is just the sort of adventure he would have relished. Still, I may be able to help you, but my heart will not be in it. It seems that the dwarf who sought to forge Ziegelberg relished his privacy, and by the grace of Doran, he was given a secret forge at which to work. These pages do not reveal the location of the forge, but they do mention a trick of some sort that would open the door. The nature of this trick is lost, but these pages indicate that it was recorded at Kadab Zahar, the word horde of Doran. Kadab Zahar was once supposed to be on the eastern side of the Great Delving, somewhere north of a great statue of Doran. I am sorry, but there is little else with which to guide you. Find the location and return to me, and perhaps I can unravel some more of the mystery. Yeah, we've already been to the place. I mean, kind of, the dwarves already know it exists. So, I don't know how you don't know it exists. But okay. Now.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Now we've done all that, we can put aside the main story for the moment. Head back to not Doran's threshold. Where are we headed? Dolven View. We're headed back to the Dolven View. And that is where Thormurn is going to park himself. The next time he can go down to the deep descent and help out the dwarves and Silvertine Loads. Of course, I will take this moment to thank everybody that stopped by while Thormurn is riding. Let me start off by thanking Dryby. Thank you for coming in and letting me know everything looked okay. Really appreciate you. Thank you to Nordic for hanging out, even though it definitely sounds like it's cold. Windy, and it did not sound like you were feeling too great, so I hope you're feeling better. Thank you to Saucier for stopping by. Always appreciate you. Thank you to... I know there were others. Hold on. I'm horrible at names. Thank you to Alan C. for stopping by. I really appreciate you for being here. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. You can tell my throat's dry at this point. Thank you to Dragonbeard for stopping by. And yes, we have plenty of dwarves here. It is Moria. But I really appreciate you for stopping by too. And to everybody who maybe stopped in and popped in and out, or stuck around for a little while and just didn't say anything, well, know that I appreciate y'all too. But next time, feel free to say hi. I promise I don't bite. So Tuesday, we will be continuing our journey in Moria with Thormurn. On Wednesday, we will be doing a little Path of Exile. And on Friday, we will, well, we'll be seeing what kind of trouble I can get into in Morrowind. So if you don't want to miss any of the fun, you know what to do. Hit like, hit subscribe, do all the fun clicky things the website wants you to do. But either way, thank you. I really appreciate y'all. Have a great night. Have a wonderful Monday. And until next time, bye for now.